Okay, so let's dive in.
Yeah, let's get started.
Today we're doing a deep dive into a really specific approach to the 12 laws of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
We're not just looking at the concepts, as ideas.
Right. We've got this source material. It's like a practical exercise.
Exactly, a structured meditation and action plan designed to, well, help you actually weave these principles into your daily life.
That's it. It lays out a whole step-by-step journey, goes
Yeah.
through each of the 12 laws.
And it gives concrete steps.
Yeah, labeled really clearly action, intention, and purpose for every single stage.
Okay. So our mission today is basically to unpack this specific exercise.
Right.
We want to understand the method, the actions it tells you to take, the intentions it suggests.
And the purpose behind each step according to the source.
Exactly. How does this practice aim to help you align with these universal principles? What's the payoff supposed to be, like for manifesting or personal growth?
Well, it's presented kind of like a toolkit, maybe, or an operating manual, straight from the source material, designed to help you navigate things with more conscious intention, more awareness,
moving beyond just knowing the laws.
to actually working with them
Yeah.
actively.
Fascinating. Okay, so how does this specific journey kick off? What's the first thing?
It starts with prep. Simple stuff, really.
Yeah.
Finding a quiet space, having a journal or something to write with,
Makes sense.
and just taking a moment, center yourself, some deep breaths.
Right, setting the stage mentally and physically.
Exactly. Creating that focus container before you start.
Okay, so you're prepped. Then it jumps right into the first law.
So straight in. Step 1 is about the law of divine oneness.
Okay.
The main action here is a visualization.
What kind?
Picturing yourself as part of this huge interconnected web of energy.
Everything included.
Everything, all life, nature, the whole universe. And a key part is visualizing a connection, maybe like a golden light, linking you to what the source calls source.
Got it. And what's the intention you're supposed to hold while you're doing that visualization?
It's a silent affirmation. You just think, I am one with the universe, and my actions ripple through the collective.
So the purpose of this first step is really foundational, isn't it?
Totally.
Establishing that sense of unity,
Right.
recognizing that, your energy, your actions, they actually matter to the whole thing. They have an impact.
Precisely. It kind of frames the entire practice. Everything stems from that interconnectedness.
Okay.
Then, building right on that, step 2 focuses on the law of vibration.
Ah, vibration. That comes up a lot in manifestation stuff.
It does. And in this exercise, the action is all about gratitude.
How so?
You focus on 3 specific things that genuinely bring you joy.
Like what?
Could be anything. A person you love, a happy memory, maybe a success you had.
Okay.
And you really lean into the feeling, the warmth, the positivity that comes with thinking about them.
And the intention while feeling that gratitude.
You affirm, silently or out loud, I choose to vibrate at a high frequency of love and positivity.
So the source is pretty clear on the purpose here then.
Yeah.
Raising your vibration.
Is how you prepare yourself to attract positive experiences. Yeah,
Like tuning your internal frequency.
exactly. Matching the energy of what you want to bring in.
Crucial piece of the puzzle, according to this approach.
Definitely. Next up, step 3 brings in the law of correspondence.
As within, so without.
That's the one. The action here is introspection, looking inward.
How does that work in the exercise?
You basically reflect on your external life and ask yourself, how might this be reflecting my inner state? Like noticing if chaos outside mirrors stress inside, or maybe peace outside reflects inner calm,
Yeah, I get that. What's the intention tied to that reflection?
You're actually asked to write down one internal belief or maybe an emotion you want to shift.
For example.
Like maybe shifting from a feeling of scarcity to one of abundance, or from anxiety towards trust, something specific.
Okay, so the purpose, from the source's view, is actively using that as within, so without idea,
Right.
to align your inner world to create the outer reality you actually want. Recognizing the link and consciously tweaking things inside.
Exactly. And once you've started that internal work, step 4 goes right into the law of attraction.
Famous one.
Pretty much.
Firewatch.
The action here is a really focused visualization,
Oh.
specific desire. Could be that new job, better health, a relationship, whatever it is for you.
And you picture it vividly.
Yeah, like it's already happened. And you really immerse yourself in the feeling of having it. That's key.
Visualization is common, yeah.
Yeah.
But what's the specific intention here in this exercise?
The intention is an affirmation.
Right.
I attract what aligns with my highest good because my energy is a match for it.
Ah, claiming that resonance.
Uh-huh.
So the purpose, the source says, is using that focus energy to like magnetize what you want.
By becoming an energetic match for it. Yes.
It's not just wanting.
It's being on that same frequency.
Right.
But, and this is important, the exercise emphasizes it's not just passive wishing.
Okay.
Step 5 brings in the law of inspired action.
Yeah, action. Good.
Yeah. So while you're in that visualization space, feeling the desire as real, the action is to deliberately ask, what's one small intuitive step I can take towards this goal?
Okay, just one small thing.
Right. And then you listen. You pay attention to a gut feeling, maybe an idea pops in, an impulse.
Like what?
Could be simple. Reach out to someone, Google something specific, start a tiny new habit, whatever feels like that intuitive nudge.
That feels really significant and adds a practical layer.
Totally.
And the intention once you get that nudge.
It's a commitment. You commit to actually taking that specific inspired action within the next 24 hours.
Ah, okay. A deadline.
Keeps it real.
So the purpose is crystal clear. Manifestation isn't just inner work.
Nope. It involves taking those concrete, aligned steps out in the world. Co-creation through action.
Your inner work guides your outer steps.
That's the idea. Okay, moving on. Step 6 touches on the law of perpetual transmutation of energy.
Sounds complex.
The action makes it quite practical. It's about working with challenges or negative emotions.
How?
You imagine something difficult. Maybe it feels like a dark cloud or a heavy weight.
Okay.
Then you visualize a transforming energy, like golden light maybe, changing that heavy energy into something positive or useful.
Like transmuting lead into gold, but with energy.
Kinda, yeah. So maybe seeing frustration turn into motivation, or fear becoming like cautious planning.
Consciously changing the energy state. What's the intention here?
You say, I transmute this energy into something that serves my growth. It's an active choice.
Declaring that transformation.
Right. Transforming lower vibes into higher, more productive ones.
So the purpose is shifting the energy around difficulties.
Exactly. To create a more positive outcome or maybe fuel positive action, the energy doesn't just vanish. It's form and impact change.
Powerful concept, applied practically.
Okay. Next, step 7, law of cause and effect.
Karma. Sowing and reaping.
Basically, yeah. The action is just a simple reflection.
On what?
Thinking about a recent action you took or even a thought you had and noticing its direct outcome. How did that harsh word actually land? Or how did that small act of kindness ripple outwards? Just observing the connection.
It seems designed to build awareness, doesn't it?
Very much so.
Yeah.
And the intention this step asks for.
Yeah.
You actually write down one positive action you will take today, specifically to create a desired positive effect.
Oh, okay. So it's forward-looking too.
Right. Like if you want more connection, you might write down, express gratitude to Sarah today.
Gotcha. So the purpose is really reinforcing mindfulness about how your choices
Big and small.
shape your reality. It highlights your role, your agency within that cause and effect flow.
A really critical link, connecting the inner state to outer experience. Then step 8 covers the law of compensation.
Compensation? Like getting paid?
Or
It's
often related more broadly to the flow of giving and receiving, abundance.
Okay. What's the action?
Thinking of one way you can genuinely offer value to someone or the world today.
Value like.
Could be a kind word, sharing some knowledge you have, offering a practical service, anything given freely.
Okay.
And then you visualize that act of giving actually returning to you, maybe in unexpected positive ways.
What's the intention when you're thinking about giving?
The affirmation is, I give freely, knowing the universe will provide for me in return.
Acting from abundance, not lack.
Exactly. Trusting the flow.
So the purpose, according to the source, is aligning yourself with that natural flow of abundance.
Yeah. By giving, you kind of open the channel to receive.
Yeah.
Trusting that compensation principle.
Participating in the energetic exchange. Makes sense.
Step 9 deals with the law of relativity.
Everything is relative.
That's the core idea. The action here is a reframing technique.
How does that work?
You take a challenge you're currently facing,
Okay.
and you intentionally compare it to a hypothetical scenario that's significantly worse.
Oh, interesting. Like it could be worse.
Sort of, but consciously applied. Like maybe you're stressed about a work deadline. You reframe it by feeling grateful you have the job or acknowledging the consequence isn't, say, life-threatening.
Gaining perspective.
Exactly. And then the step emphasizes shifting your focus back to cultivating inner peace
Yeah.
despite the relative challenge.
Right. What's the intention for this step?
You say, I choose peace over struggle, knowing all is relative. It's an active choice.
Prioritizing your inner state.
Mm-hmm.
The purpose then is maintaining a positive perspective.
And consciously choosing inner calm by understanding that how we see challenges is always relative.
Yeah.
Help stop you getting overwhelmed. It's a mental tool for handling difficulty.
Mm.
And building right on that, step 10 brings in the law of polarity.
Polarity,
Yeah.
like opposites, good, bad, light, dark.
Exactly that. So for that same challenge you just put into perspective,
Yeah.
the action now is to actively look for the opportunity within it, or the opposite positive potential.
Finding the silver lining.
Kind of, but more actively seeking the lesson or benefit. What is this difficulty teaching you? What strength are you building because of it? Is it revealing a new path?
Like, stress might teach you about setting boundaries.
Perfect example. Or a setback might actually lead to a necessary, better change direction.
Seeing the other side of the coin, what's the intention here?
You write down the opportunity you identified, and you affirm something like, for every challenge, there's a solution. Or, for every difficulty, there is an equal and opposite opportunity.
Okay. So the purpose is tapping into that principle that everything has an opposite.
Right. It helps you move beyond just seeing the negative side.
And actively seek the potential for growth, learning, or positive change that's inherent in, well, everything.
It's about finding that balance and leverage within duality. Okay, it's nearly there. Step 11 is about the law of rhythm.
Rhythm, like life's ups and downs.
Exactly. The action is reflection, observing your current life experience, and identifying what season you feel you're in. Are you in a phase of, like, rapid growth, quiet rest, intense challenge, maintenance?
Recognizing where you are in the cycle.
Yeah. And the key part is accepting this season as just part of a larger natural cycle, like seasons of the year or tides. It ebbs and flows.
Accepting the flow. What's the intention suggested for this?
To affirm, I trust the rhythm of my life and know this season will pass.
Releasing resistance.
Exactly. Surrendering to where you are right now.
So the purpose is fostering patience, acceptance, trusting the process.
All of that. Understanding nothing is permanent, change is constant. That can bring comfort and perspective. Right?
Yeah, definitely. A reminder that life moves in waves.
Precisely. And finally, step 12. This addresses the law of gender.
Gender.
It's framed here more as balancing masculine and feminine energies within yourself.
Ah, okay. Not literal gender.
No, not at all. It's about those universal principles. The action is assessing your own inner energy balance at the moment. Are you leaning heavily into action, pushing forward, often associated with masculine energy, or are you perhaps more in a receptive, intuitive, allowing space, often linked to feminine energy?
Okay, checking your internal balance.
Right. And then the exercise prompts you to intentionally do something that taps into the opposite energy to create more balance.
Give me an example.
If you're feeling scattered, maybe all action and no rest, the suggestion might be to spend time in quiet meditation.
Okay.
If you're feeling stuck or too passive, maybe the option is to take one small, decisive step forward on something.
It's about integrating these complementary forces within.
Exactly. Regardless of your physical gender, what's the intention for this final law?
To affirm, I align my masculine and feminine energies for harmony.
An active declaration of seeking that inner balance.
And the purpose, as the source describes it.
Creating that internal harmony. The source suggests that balancing these active and receptive principles inside you is pretty crucial for overall well-being and effective co-creation or manifestation.
Bringing all aspects of yourself into alignment. Wow, that's quite a journey through the 12 laws.
It really is. And after moving through all 12 steps, the exercise doesn't just stop. There's a closing phase.
Integration and grounding.
Yeah. The action is simple. Take a few deep breaths. Intentionally visualize all 12 laws working together, like synergistically.
Okay.
And see yourself not just subject to them, but as a conscious co-creator, aligned, empowered.
Nice.
You're also encouraged to jot down any key insights that came up or any actions you feel inspired to take beyond that one from step 5.
Pulling it all together, what's the final intention for the whole exercise?
It's, I am aligned with the universe, and I trust its laws to guide me.
And the purpose of that closing? Just to seal the deal.
Pretty much. Seal the energy of the practice, ground the insights, make them feel more concrete and real for you.
And the source mentioned follow-up actions, too.
It did. 2 key things. First, actually complete that inspired action from step 5 within 24 hours.
Yeah.
Don't just identify it.
Right, the commitment.
And second, the suggestion is to maybe revisit the whole exercise weekly, to deepen the alignment, track your progress over time.
Okay. You know, what really strikes me about this specific exercise, based on what we've unpacked from the source, is how it takes these potentially really abstract, universal laws and translates them into this very specific, structured, step-by-step process.
It does, doesn't it?
It combines meditation, visualization, looking inward, but also concrete action, all in a deliberate sequence.
It really tries to move the understanding of the laws from just being like an intellectual concept
Right.
into more of an embodied practice, something you do. It offers a clear framework if you want to explore how these principles might actually play out in your life through consistent effort.
It's not just outlining the laws, it's outlining a way to work with them.
Exactly. It provides a clear, actionable path derived straight from this source material for anyone who's curious about consciously trying to align with these principles.
Yeah. So, okay, we've unpacked this specific exercise, the actions, intentions, purposes for each of the 12 laws according to this source. It leaves you with a lot to think about. Here's maybe a final thought to carry with you, especially building on that core premise of the exercise that your inner state shapes your outer reality.
Okay.
If you really are a co-creator, actively working with these universal principles, what kind of inner landscape are you consciously cultivating today to align with the reality you truly wish to experience?